Today, Senator John Kennedy grilled OMB nominee Russell Vought, not with party lines but with numbers. Since 2019, America's population grew just 2%, but federal spending exploded by 55%. As Kennedy joked, if we found life on Mars, President Biden would have sent them money. Subscribe to Capital Conservatives for more moments the mainstream media ignores. When asked if this spending is sustainable, Russell Vought didn't mince words. He said plainly, it's totally unsustainable. America can't keep barreling down this road without hitting a breaking point. History shows what happens when nations ignore fiscal responsibility. They collapse under their own debt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Vought, welcome.
Thank you, Senator.
In my judgment, I do not know a single person in Washington or outside Washington who knows more about the federal budget than you do. I used to read your suggestions during President Trump's first term, many of which Congress ignored. We shouldn't have. I am delighted that the president picked you. I have read that since 2019, the population of America has increased 2%, and our spending has increased 55%. Under President Biden, I wish him well. If we had discovered life on Mars, he would have sent it money. Is that sustainable?
Senator, it's totally unsustainable. And the problem is that you go on these trajectories that we are currently on, and you don't know when you're going to get to the point of which you have some major problems as an economy and as a country. And we know that historically.
I hope you'll start with the low-hanging fruit. There's a lot.
Senator Kennedy highlighted a shocking example of government waste: stimulus checks sent to the dead. In 2023, $1.3 billion in checks went to deceased Americans. Many were cash. Kennedy pointed out Social Security's master death file, but agencies still don't share this data. Kennedy asked Vought if he'd help end this waste. Vought simply replied, "Yes, Senator."
When we sent out stimulus checks to save our economy, $1.6 billion went to dead people, and the checks were cashed, obviously fraud. OMB has estimated that in fiscal year 2023, we sent out $1.3 billion of checks to dead people, which were cashed, obviously fraud. When you die in America, your name is sent to the Social Security Administration. As you know, you become part of the master death file. Senator Carper and I discovered that Social Security would not share that information with any other department of government. So we passed a bill saying you have to share it with Treasury and other people who write checks, so we'll stop paying dead people. Duh. We got pushback, believe it or not, on the bill. We had to agree to a trial period, and that trial period ends in 2026. Will you help us make that program permanent so we can stop paying dead people?
Yes, Senator.
Now, you've served in Washington for years.
Senator Kennedy didn't sugarcoat what Vought is up against. Washington insiders will call him crazy for challenging the status quo, but Kennedy reminded everyone, people once called Noah crazy, until the rains came. Fighting waste in Washington takes courage. If you agree it's time to stop the madness, tap like to help more Americans see what's really happening.
You're going to be challenging the status quo. You're going to be called crazy. Many people also called Noah crazy. And then the rains came, and all the fact checkers died. You have to persevere. Now, I'm not asking you to get ahead of President Trump, but if you were king for a day, tell me how you would save money in the federal budget without impacting the American people.
Thank you, Senator. I think it's the strategy that we had in the first term, which is to go really and take a very close look at the agencies that are spending and wasting money, and I believe weaponized at times against the American people. When they put a 77-year-old Navy veteran in jail, Joe Robertson, for 18 months for building 4 ponds on his ranch to be prepared for wildfires, that's the EPA. I think we have to look at that, and we have to look at the agencies that Congress has a vote on every single year through the appropriations process. And then I think we need to go after the mandatory programs that Senator Cornyn mentioned that are keeping people out of the workforce because they have become not just a social safety net, but they have become a benefit hammock, and increasingly so in the aftermath of COVID, as many of these policies were impacting people's decisions to go back into the workforce. And I believe, and because we produce budgets along these lines, you can get sizable levels of savings and reforms that can lead to a balanced budget and get us back headed in a fiscal trajectory, not only that we would all be proud of, but we could say this is going to keep us from fiscal ruin.
My time's expired. Ella Porter, do you have anything you'd like to add? Okay, now's your shot. Thank you, Mr. Vought, for your time. Congratulations.
Kennedy asked Vought how he'd save money without hurting Americans. Vought pointed to his Trump-era strategy: cut wasteful agencies, rein in the EPA, and reform mandatory programs. His plan? Reform, not just cuts, balancing the budget and pulling America back from fiscal ruin. As Kennedy's time expired, he made it clear. This fight isn't just about numbers, it's about our economy, our country, and the future of the American people. Russell Vought faces a tough road, but if he sticks to this vision, he could restore fiscal sanity. Subscribe to Capital Conservatives for more unfiltered coverage of the moments that matter.